No, no, you should absolutely not go in all in on The Hobbit. If you love The Hobbit, if this is just going to be a special experience for you, then buy The Hobbit. I don't want to yuck your yum, but no, the answer is absolutely not. And to explore that answer, let's talk about The Hobbit pre-release prices and what you could get with that money instead. Because right now, to pre-order the Hobbit collector booster display, it costs $878, and it's on track to cost more by the time that we talk or you watch this video next. I mean, 27 of these sold today. It's only 8 p.m. Eastern time. 27 selling at prices between $870 and $1,100. Why would somebody pay $1,100? I'm confused, but this is just absolutely insanity. What's interesting is none are listed for over 1,000. None of these sellers think the price is going over 1,000. Interesting. Anyways, so the Hobbit is selling. People are excited about it. People are buying it, and they're spending a lot of money on it. And it's not just the collector booster box, but it's also the play booster box selling for $180, which is absolutely bonkers. There are YouTubers out there who are more knowledgeable about print runs and I don't know, closer to the numbers than I am, that have suggested that this price is going to hold. I don't see that happening. I could not imagine a play box coming out, being distributed everywhere, and being $180. I think this price is inflated. I think buying now is not a good call. And I also think that this price, $877, is inflated. I think that prices will come down once the supply hits market, because there's just not this many consumers. I just don't believe there's this many people buying $900 booster boxes that are going to open it for fun. It's a lot of money. And so let's talk about what you could buy instead of one collector booster box of The Hobbit. But before that, let me just hark on this a little bit more. The set size is slightly abysmal. So here I've got my spreadsheet pulled up. The Hobbit is a 193 card set, which competes with TMNT, 2 cards smaller than TMNT. TMNT wasn't an incredible set. It's not a beloved set. Now, did the collector booster boxes hold their price and go up in value slowly over time? Yes, they did, but they also did not pre-order for $770 whatever dollars. I need to update this. $770 whatever $6. It's crazy. It's crazy talk. The set size is not ideal. I really do feel like this set is going to come out. Well, and before it comes out, that you're going to see this box open on channels, and people will open up cool things, but they're not going to open up $900 of cool things. You know what I'm saying? And that's not true for any booster box. The cards inside do not justify the outward price. It's the number one mistake that people make in MTG finance, is saying, oh, this box isn't worth that much because the cards inside aren't that worth that much. It's just not how it works. And we'll see that too as we explore some of these alternative options. But I think there's a good chance that prices go down for both the collector booster box and the play booster box. I don't want them to go down. I've pre-ordered 3 play booster boxes for sub $130. I've pre-ordered a Hobbit collector booster box for sub $600. So I'm happy to cash in on free money. That'd be great if these prices hold, but I just don't think they will, because there's so much better things for you to spend your money on. For the price of one collector booster box of The Hobbit, you could buy a Brothers War collector booster box, which is the first box with serialized cards. There's also lots of serialized cards. It's also just a prime box to actually increase more in value. It's been interesting. It's not selling as quickly as things like Final Fantasy or some of these other collector booster boxes, but I believe in it. I believe in the Brothers War, the first collector box with serialized cards in it, having value in the long run. You could buy a reserved Underground Sea. I know that this lightly played is $1,074, which is a little bit more than our collector box of The Hobbit, but you can get a heavily played copy or a heavily played copy or a damaged copy. Oh, there's a lightly played for $900. So you can get a pretty decent copy and have an Underground Sea, put it in your commander deck, impress your friends. What are you going to open up in The Hobbit? We've seen some of the spoilers, but it's interesting. You could buy, well, this is a little bit pricier, but you can buy the number 1 hit from a Strixhaven collector booster box. The Force of Will, Japanese alternate art, Silver Scroll foil, Secrets of Strixhaven, Mystical Archive. You could do it. You could pull the hit, which, by the way, price of this has just gone down, 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 which is very interesting. Hasn't fallen dramatically, but I remember talking to people about the prices of this card when it was $1,100, $1,200, and thinking about like, oh, is this undervalued? Is the price going to go up? Maybe it will someday, but for now it's going down. Final Fantasy. So you cannot buy a Final Fantasy collector booster box for the same price, but you can buy almost all of the top hits. And this is a really interesting game to play. And this is the point actually that I like making about how collector boxes and booster boxes in general are not defined in their price by the cards that are inside of them. Once a sealed Magic the Gathering product is scarce enough, it no longer matters. Oh, it matters, but it's not as important what the cards are inside. What's really important is just the scarcity and the perceived value by the fan base who think that it's awesome. Because tell you what, people who are opening up Final Fantasy collector booster boxes, I see you, Meat Canyon, Meaty Magic. They're looking for top hits, but they're just not going to get their value back. Anyways, for $700-800, you could buy. Oh, I guess this is. You could buy a Sephiroth Fabled Soldier. You can buy the top Surge Foil hit, or you could buy number 2 and number 3, or you could buy all sorts of combinations and permutations or whatever of these Final Fantasy top hit cards. You do the same thing with Edge of Eternities. You could take a look at all of these top hits. You can't buy the Super Void, although you almost can for the price of one pre-order of a collector booster box for the Hobbit. But you could buy the Icetail Explorer in Showcase Fractured Foil, Exalted Sunborn in Showcase Fractured Foil, and Starfield Vocalist in Showcase Fractured Foil, all for less than, wait, is that right? Yeah, all for less than one booster box of the Hobbit. Have I made my point yet? Well, just continuing on. Here's an interesting one. What about Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths? The original Ikoria. We're getting a sequel, kind of, to Ikoria next year. Do you think this box is going to stay $700 when the sequel to Ikoria comes out? What happened to the original Strixhaven box, right? When the sequel to Strixhaven came out. Spoilers, it went up. Not that this is necessarily about making money. I'm just saying that there are so many opportunities to put your money into some really cool, really interesting Magic products. And the Hobbit collector booster box is not worth, it's just not worth $800-900. People are spending that much on it, but the cards inside, you just think about all of the coolest, toppest, best chocolatey fudge coated hits you could get from the Hobbit. And you're not going to get those. And then you think about what you are going to open, and it's just not worth it. I know you could say this about any collector booster box, but this is insane. There's just such a big difference in my mind between spending $400 on a TMNT collector booster box, or a Secrets of Strixhaven collector booster box, or even a Marvel Superheroes collector booster box, and then doubling that price for a set size that's smaller, that's brought up by the speculative hype, all because a streamer opened up a bunch of specialty collector's edition booster boxes on stream or for videos. It's wild. It is bonkers, people. We're living in the Matrix. I was going to say that you could buy a Lumra Bellow of the Woods, the top hit from Bloomborough, but that's not quite right. It's $1,000, so a little bit more than the $900 you'd have to pay. What are collector? Yeah, Bloomborough is over $1,000 for a collector booster box. So you can't quite get a Bloomborough. So this is the question. This is what I want you to honestly ask yourself. And this is true for both if you're a player, you're a collector, or you're an investor. This is just true. You really have to dig deep in your heart of hearts and ask yourself, what do I actually want to open? And maybe it's nothing. Maybe you're a hardcore investor and you're like, I don't open anything. Or maybe you just collect sealed and you're not interested in opening. But it's like, what do you want to own? What looks good on a shelf? What is fun to own? That, in my experience, is what's going to be worth the most in a year and 2 years. And, you know, maybe you have bad taste, but I don't think you do. I think that if you could just really reach inside your soul and ask yourself, do I really want The Hobbit, a prequel series to Lord of the Rings, which is cool. I get it. It's high fantasy. There's dwarves and elves and stuff. But do you really want this? Because I suspect that there's something else that you might want more. I suspect that you might want Edge of Eternity's booster box more, or some of these singles, or revised dual lands. Or if you're trying to make money, I suspect that you know in your heart of hearts that Spider-Man is going to go up more in a quicker period of time than The Hobbit will. There's just no way that this brand new set that's going to have a ton of boxes on the market is going to explode in price anytime soon. I could eat my words. I could be totally wrong. If you disagree with me, thumbs down the video and let me know in the comment section. Just kidding. You can just let me know in the comment section. But that's it. I just cannot fathom this box really being worth that much. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Bye.